Win or lose tomorrow, I think it's great for me to learn. Obviously, facing a player like Coco is, something people would kill to do.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that some of you guys were cheering for me, so I appreciate it a lot. And I hope you guys enjoy the next match. But thank you for cheering for me for now. Yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Super happy to be playing with Alex, and hope you guys keep supporting us.
I am sitting here, and I just finished watching the post-match press conference, and I honestly had to just push my chair back, take my headphones off, and stare at the wall for a solid 10 minutes. The gas tank was empty. That is the direct quote from Alexandra Eala. That is what she just told the world, after walking off center court following one of the most brutal, sobering reality checks of her young career. And I have to be completely honest with you guys. Hearing a professional athlete, especially someone as fiercely competitive and mentally resilient as Alex Eala, sit in front of a microphone and just candidly admit that her body completely failed her. It is heartbreaking. It really is. Tomorrow morning, the sports networks are going to run the highlight reels. They are going to show Coco Gauff hitting massive forehands. They are going to show the 6-0, 6-2 final scoreline, and they are going to frame this as a completely dominant, easy day at the office for the American superstar. They are going to tell you that the young challenger just wasn't ready for the big stage. I am begging you, please do not buy into that lazy, surface-level narrative. Do not let the media paint this as a lack of talent or a lack of heart. I am looking at the raw data right now. I am thinking about the context of this entire week, and I am telling you that what we just witnessed was not a tennis match. It was a physical execution. It was the brutal, undeniable laws of human biology taking over on a tennis court. Let's just take a collective breath and really unpack what the gas tank was empty actually means in the context of professional tennis, because I think a lot of casual fans completely underestimate the physical toll of this sport. We spent the last 2 days hyping up this matchup. We talked about Eala's incredible baseline IQ. We talked about her footwork. We talked about how she was the perfect tactical kryptonite for Coco Gauff. But guys, we completely ignored the massive glaring warning sign that was staring us right in the face during her previous matches. Think back to how Alex Eala got to this quarterfinal. She played grueling, agonizing, lung-burning matches where she hit absolutely zero aces. She was playing the game on the absolute highest difficulty setting imaginable. Every single point she won in the previous rounds was a marathon. She was grinding from the baseline, hitting 10, 15, 20 shots just to secure a single point. You cannot do that at the professional level and not pay a massive physical tax. You are essentially borrowing energy from your future self. And today, the bill came due. When Eala walked out of the tunnel and stepped onto center court against Coco Gauff, she was already running on fumes. You could see it in her eyes during the warm-up. You could see it in the way her feet were just a fraction of a second too slow to react. Have you ever tried to sprint when your legs feel like they are filled with wet cement? Have you ever tried to swing a racket when your shoulder feels completely dead? That is what Alex Eala was dealing with today. And the absolute worst, most terrifying player on the entire planet to face when you have no legs is Coco Gauff. Because Coco does not care if you are tired. Coco is a completely different species of athlete. She is an apex predator who can run for 3 straight hours without breaking a sweat. When Coco saw that Eala was struggling to push off her back foot, she didn't show mercy. She stepped directly on her throat and accelerated the pace of the match to a level that Eala simply could not survive. I am looking at this stat sheet right now, and the numbers are honestly just screaming the story of pure physical exhaustion. Look at Alex Eala's first serve win percentage, 32%. Guys, 32%, I need you to really deeply understand how mathematically devastating that is. She landed 61% of her first serves into the box, which means her toss was okay, her timing was generally there, but the ball had absolutely zero life on it. When you have no legs, you have no serve. The power of a tennis serve comes from the ground up. It comes from the leg drive, the core rotation, and the explosive upward movement. Because Eala's gas tank was completely empty, she was just arming the ball over the net. She was hitting slow, flat, lifeless serves right into the strike zone of one of the most aggressive returners in the world. Coco Gauff was taking those serves, stepping 3 feet inside the baseline, and just teeing off. Coco was winning nearly 70% of the points when Eala landed her first serve. That is a tactical nightmare. It is completely demoralizing. Imagine being Eala, stepping up to the line, knowing your body is failing, hitting your best possible serve under the circumstances, and watching it come back twice as fast for a clean winner before you can even recover to the center of the court. And because her first serve was getting absolutely murdered, the pressure on her second serve became suffocating. In the previous round, we were all losing our minds over Eala's freakish 74% win rate on her second serve. But today, against a rested, highly motivated Coco Gauff, that number completely collapsed to 40%. Eala could not kick the ball up high enough to bother Coco. She couldn't get the depth she needed, and Coco, sensing the blood in the water, just relentlessly attacked. Eala only managed to win 19 receiving points in the entire match. 19. She simply did not have the explosive energy required to break Coco's serve, even on a day where Coco's serve was highly vulnerable. Because we have to talk about the American superstar on the other side of the net too. We have to be completely honest about Coco Gauff's performance. Coco won this match 6-0, 6-2. She delivered a comprehensive beatdown, but she did it while playing a very messy, mechanically flawed match. Coco hit 8 double faults today. 8 double faults in a match that only lasted 14 games. She only landed 55% of her first serves. Coco was actively giving away free points. She was opening the door for Eala to get back into the match. In a normal situation, against a fully rested Eala, 8 double faults would be a death sentence. Eala would have punished those second serves, constructed the points, and dragged Coco into a miserable, grinding dogfight. But because Eala was physically compromised, she couldn't capitalize on Coco's mistakes. Eala only managed to generate 2 breakpoint opportunities in the entire match, and she converted one of them. When Coco handed her a lifeline with a double fault, Eala just didn't have the cardiovascular capacity to sustain the rally long enough to win the game. Coco basically realized very early on, okay, my serve is a mess today. I am double faulting, but it honestly doesn't matter because my opponent cannot physically hang with me in the rallies. Coco won 55 total points to Eala's 33. It was a completely lopsided plus 22-point differential. Coco hit 1 ace, but she didn't need any more than that. She just needed to keep the ball in play and let Eala's fatigue do the rest of the work. If you want the absolute, undeniable proof of just how heavily the fatigue impacted this match, you just have to look at the momentum swings. Look at the maximum consecutive games won. Coco Gauff went on an absolute rampage and won 10 consecutive games, 10 games in a row. I literally cannot even fathom the psychological weight of that. You are Eala. You are playing in the biggest quarterfinal of your life. The crowd is watching, and you proceed to lose the first set 6-0 in a matter of minutes. You sit in your chair at the changeover, you try to catch your breath, you try to tell yourself to keep fighting, and you immediately go down 4-0 in the second set. 10 consecutive games lost. That is what an empty gas tank looks like on a professional stat sheet. It is an avalanche that you cannot stop. Eala's maximum consecutive games won was 2, which means she only managed to string together 2 holds of serve at the very end of the match when she was running on pure, unadulterated adrenaline and pride. So, where do we go from here? What is the actual meaningful takeaway from a match that ended in a 6-2 blowout? For Coco Gauff, it is a massive sigh of relief. She survived a quarterfinal while serving poorly, relying entirely on her elite athleticism to bail her out. She knows she got lucky that Eala was physically spent. Coco is moving on, but she and Brad Gilbert have a massive amount of work to do on the practice court tomorrow to fix those 8 double faults before the semifinals. Because if Coco serves like this against a fully rested top 5 opponent, she is going to get absolutely demolished. But for Eala, and for the massive Eala army watching this video right now, I need you to listen to me very carefully. Do not let this 6-0, 6-2 scoreline break your faith in her. Do not look at this match as a failure. Look at it as the most valuable, necessary, and painful growing experience of her entire career. She learned a brutal lesson today about the realities of the WTA Tour. You cannot survive at the elite level if you have to play 30-shot rallies for every single point. You cannot be a Grand Slam champion if you are completely exhausted by the time you reach the quarterfinals. Eala needs an easier way to win points. She needs to go back to the lab, work on her service motion, and find a way to generate 2 or 3 free points a game. She needs a reliable 1-2 punch. She needs an ace, because her baseline game is already world-class. Her tennis IQ is off the charts. Her heart is undeniable. But her body has limits. The fact that she had the maturity to sit in that press conference and honestly say the gas tank was empty shows an incredible level of self-awareness. She isn't making excuses about the wind, or the court speed, or a phantom injury. She is taking accountability. She knows exactly what went wrong, and she knows exactly what she needs to fix. This is the moment where good players become great players. This is the moment where you either break under the pressure, or you use the humiliation of a 10-game losing streak as the ultimate motivation in the gym. I want to know exactly what the Eala fans are feeling right now. Are you heartbroken by the scoreline, or are you proud of her for being so honest in the press conference? Do you agree that she desperately needs to find a way to shorten her points, or do you think her fitness will just naturally improve as she gets older? How hard was it to watch her struggle physically out there today? And for the Coco fans, are you thrilled with the dominant scoreline, or are those 8 double faults giving you serious anxiety for the next round? I need to hear from all of you. Flood the comments section right now. Let's have a real honest conversation about what we just saw. Show the algorithm that this community shows up even when the results are tough. Hit that like button to support the deep dive analysis, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next video, and keep your heads up. I will see you guys very soon.